Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. On this technique video, we're going to be looking at frisket. I was speaking to one of the ladies in the room and they had purchased some of the liquid frisket, and masking fluid, and really wasn't sure what all you could do with it and what it was for, what's the purpose. So right now I'm getting ready to stamp onto watercolor paper. I just grabbed my VersaFine Black Onyx ink and I'm inking her up and using the Misty tool to stamp, so that way, you know, on the watercolor paper I get a nice crisp image, And what I didn't realize with how to get the Misty to fit in the picture frame, I wound up stamping this thing slightly off like a couple of times. I have one of those IKEA rolly carts and my magnet got caught on it and I didn't know it was there. So I didn't have my magnet piece to put down on the paper. So what I'm just saying is, just be careful. Just because the Misty allows you to restamp and, you know, get a crisper image, if you don't place your paper right, you can wind up having issues. So I restamped it again on the back side and I use this image that I have here. Now what you do is you grab one of your, I would say one of your like most banged up brushes, if you have one that's just used for like, I kind of call it my miscellaneous brush really, and you just put the frisket on all the places where you don't want any type of watercolor to seep through. Now, like I said, I think I've said it on a previous video, with this frisket, it dries quickly, but you gotta be careful not to put too thin of a layer because the water or whatever it is you're coloring with will seep through, okay? And then once I close it up, I immediately close it up so it doesn't dry. I just use a baby wipe and then like even some of my stamp cleaner to kind of pull out any type of sticky or whatever that might be in the brush of, you know, of the paintbrush. And while I was waiting for it to dry, you're going to see this, I wound up a little piece of the frisket came off, and so I wound up having to put more frisket on it. I don't know, did I do it? Okay, no, I must have did that off camera. So right now that it's completely dry, what I'm using here is my Prima water soluble watercolors, the oil pastels, to put down a blue sky behind her and the chickies on the ground, on the bottom. And all I'm doing is layering. As I put down the blue, I realized it was a little too light. I wanted it a little darker. So then I grabbed, I wanted it to dry some so I wouldn't get too much peeling. So I grabbed the green oil pastel so I could get the ground. And once I had that done, I grabbed the blue, and I wanted to kind of add some more color, and I think I still had some green on there, and I wanted to kind of cover that up some more. So it's just like what you would do with watercolors. You just layer on your color, and if you want to add some more shadows on a certain spot or try and draw out some more of the color lines so there's no harsh lines, you can do that. And the best part is you can color right over the image because of the frisket. Now, at this moment, I'm cleaning off my brush and I'm zooming in because I want you to see just how easy it is to take this frisket off. I'm just using my finger. And then I use my thumb and just rubbed it off. And what you're left with is the crisp white of the watercolor paper behind, you know, for the image. And then the background that you just colored in, it stands, you know, to the back, and that allows you to be able to use whatever medium really you want it. You could then go to markers, you could go to different watercolors. I'm still using the same Primas. I'm just grabbing the crayons from the side and scribbling them onto my clear block there and adding the color. to our girl here. So this one is the yellow. I'm using it for the dandelion and then of course the chickies. I wasn't sure if I was going to use this on her like belt and different places, so I just added it at this point to all the places where I knew for sure I wanted to use it, and then I just wiped it off so I could put down other colors. So we're going to do her dress now. Oh, the inside of her ears and the dress. And we're just adding. I always like to put like, you know, my dark shade down at the bottom and then put in a little bit more color where I think the shadow would be. And then adding it to also the egg. And I was getting ready to clean off my brush and I forgot about the shoes, so I had to go ahead and grab those real quick. And then did the green, same green that we used on the ground. Just grabbed a little bit more to add to the egg and the leaves on the flower. And then using some of the blue, and then this one is purple that we added to the egg. And that's when I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and put the yellow on the bottom ruffle and on her waistband. And then the last thing is her hair. I'm just adding a little wash of brown. And that is it. Now with the frisket, I did have a couple of spots where the watercolor didn't get really close to the image because you know, some of the frisket had went over the line. So I just added some more blue and everything looks good now. And then to finish this up, I decided to add some sequins. And with the sequins, I just wanted multiple colors, thinking of them like, you know, little egg drops all around the image here. So we have the pink and blue, green, some gold and silver, and I think I have a couple of clear ones too. Just a little bit of fun. And with this particular card, I didn't add a sentiment on it. I wanted to just show you really the front cover, and then I'm going to show you how you can just leave this, you know, with just the drawing. You did all this work, you could just leave it just as it is, and then just stamp something on the inside, and it'll be great. And you can still, you know, leave someone a really nice message. So there's your close-up. Now we're going to open it up real quick. And since the paper is light enough, I'm just going to grab Happy Easter. Oh man, I know I had it. Happy Easter, Happy Spring, Happy everything. Alright, you guys, thank you for joining me today. I hope that answered some more questions, or if anybody has any questions about the frisket or liquid masking. If you get the Moltow pens, they work under the same concept. The only thing is it's in the pen, so you would just be able to draw probably in smaller spaces because it'll be a different point. Thank you again for joining me. Have a great one.